Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Flying Southerner channel. Today we are on the Riviera Line route. We are in the GWR IET, and we're going to be doing a service from here at Plymouth up to Exeter St David's. So let me just get my train set up, turn on all our safety systems, of which there's quite a few in this train. SDO. There we go. Everything else is set as normal. Perfect. Right, back in the driving seat. Let's get the train on. Key on. Acknowledge AWS.
TSW6 and AWS operational.
So, yeah, so we are in the GWR IET. It's an 802, and I believe we're in the /1. Yes, we are. So we are 9 coaches? Yep. There we go. And then just tucked over in the corner over there is a nice Class 220. Cool. So yeah, looks good. Right, so we'll be getting on our way shortly. So yeah. Right, that's on. That isn't though. Uh, there we go. Register the GSMR. Yep, so I'll have a quick look at the TMS while we're here for another couple of seconds. So obviously got dual mode, saloon status, event stuff, brake statuses, HVACs. Next stop reminder as well, which is toggleable. Obviously I keep that on when I'm driving. So yeah, so we are on the part of the route which we haven't covered yet in the video. So yeah, we're gonna cover it today. So we are starting from Plymouth. We're gonna be calling at Newton Abbot and Exeter St David's on our run, and we will be going well now. Let's go. Right. Let's do the engine roar.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to London Paddington. We'll be calling at Newton Abbot, Exeter St David's, Tiverton Parkway, Taunton, Castle Carey, Westbury, Pewsey, Bedwin, Newbury, Reading, and London Paddington.
Cool. Oh, we've done a little bit of speeding. That was because
The
I was
next
checking the
station
levels in
is
OBS.
Newton Abbot.
Alright, so our first stop is, of course, Newton Abbot. So we will go down the line there now. There's another GWR IET there, I can tell from the headlights. Probably just come from the depot as well. So yes, the reason why I've picked this service is because it's a nice sunrise service. So you can see obviously the sun is started to come up here in Plymouth. So hopefully when we get over to the bit where we head north, past Dawlish and all that, we'll be able to have like the sun rising over the walls. Oh my word, it all looks so good. Right. Anyways, let's speed up a bit. Right, so we are now clear for 60 mph running, so we'll speed on up. And we will turn on the turn off the cap light as well. I just prefer it, just looks a bit nicer. We're clear for 70 mph. as we come past Labour Depot, where a Voyager is still down there, probably going to head out in service a bit later in the timetable. So yes, this is one of the TSW core routes, TSW6 core routes. So you get this, Bahnstrecke Leipzig Dresden, and Morristown, which is from New York to Dover, which is cool. So yeah, look at that! Look at the reflections on the water as we are coming past. That looks good. Gotta love a good early morning drive, I do have to say. Bit of a toot there because whistleboard, so yeah. Right. So we are coming up to the 80-mile-an-hour speed restriction. Perfect. Hopefully get us up to speed again. Up to 80. Speed up. Cameron will speed up to get to the speed limit of 80 miles an hour. Yeah, so if you buy the standard edition, you do get this route. However, if you get the deluxe edition, you'll always get the Class 220, the BR294, and the ALP 45DP. Which, yeah. Personally, I would say go for the deluxe, but honestly, it's obviously your money, your goal. But yeah. Anyways, we're just flying along the South Devon main line at the minute, which is cool. There we go, so we are now slowing down towards towards the 60 speed restriction. We're nowhere near Newton Abbot yet. This route looks so good, I do have to say. Is my AWS on? Because I haven't heard a Bond in a while. Let me just pop back here and have a look. TP, yeah, everything's set to normal. Well, we'll just check that to normal as well, just to make sure that we are good. There we go. What is it, training distance, or is it more? My eyes deceiving me. No, that's a house. So yes, the 802s came into service, I believe, in about 2017, 2018. They were the first of the IUTs to come into service. Yeah, GW had their trains first of this series, and then obviously they got the 802s. Now, the difference between 800 and 802 is that the 802 had better engines and bigger fuel tanks, but those then got retrofitted into the GWR 800s. Yeah. There we go. It's a lovely part of the road. I think we are just about to speed through a station, which is cool. What station is that? Ah, Ivy Ridge. Cool. Really not many people at Ivy Bridge at this time in the morning because it's literally 6:07 AM in game. Yeah, but these 802, oh, forget about you. These 802 IE2s are known as have the name of cucumbers in the railway world. Reason being, they're green and they're long. That's the reason, and they came up with cucumbers. So yeah, there you go. And also a unique feature to the GWR IETs is that it has something called ATP, Automatic Train Protection. So this is fitted between London and Bristol? Or is that the electric switchover point? Anyways, it's on the Great Western Main Line, and basically it was it basically was a thing before TSW6 came in. Which is now used on most railways basically all over the country. So, yeah. Just make sure we're still within the speed limit. Yeah, I mean, something I really want to do with Train Sim when I have the money is to basically buy this dedicated cab controller. So it's called TSW6 controller, and if I remember to in post, I will chuck a photo onto screen. But basically, it's like a cab controller that basically allows you to actually pull the levers as if you were, driving an actual train. Which, yeah. At the moment, I just play on keyboard because that just works for me. But yeah, if I was to get one, then that would be awesome. The issue is they're like 200 quid, so probably not going to happen anytime soon, I think. Go. So the 802s are equipped with, well, the Stroke 1, which is what we're driving at the moment. That is equipped with 5 diesel engines, which basically act as generators for the electric motors. So when I put the throttle in, then the engines will spin up, which will then allow which will then give power to the motors, which would then allow them to obviously, spin up and move. Oh, tunnel! And so I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so the electric motors. So basically, it then spins up the motors, which then allow the train to move. So that's why you hear like the train's kind of running on the electric sounds, even though obviously it's also running its diesel engines. So yeah, pretty cool. We're now on a bit of a downhill stretch. So what else can we talk about? Oh yes, we can talk about the train symbol roadmap. So basically, the video that you saw on Thursday was actually recorded on Wednesday, which obviously was pre-roadmap day. So might as well talk about the roadmap just for some waffle. So with the roadmap, there was a heck of a lot of cool stuff announced. Obviously, you got the usual suspects such as West Coast Main Line, Birmingham to Crewe, which honestly looks awesome. That's coming out soon, and apparently all aboard studios are popping out an article discussing the layers on their website. If it's out, I haven't checked yet, but if it's out when I come to publish this, then it will. Then the link will be in the description where you can check it out. But from what I've heard, there's like a heck of a lot of layers. So obviously you've got the usual suspects like your Class 350s, Class 390s. You got both cross-country trains. So you've got the 170 and the 220. What else have you got in there, which is really cool? You got some rail tour stuff as well. So the Class 86 and 87, which, if you lived along the West Coast Main Line in the 80s, you would know quite a bit about. So yes, there's also quite that cool stuff. And yeah. What else was announced? Oh yes, Rivet Games announced a Class 171 and 377 straight free pack, which honestly got me very excited, I do have to say. Other stuff as well, we had updates on the Hidami Line route, which is the Japanese route, which honestly looks awesome. Yes. Almost looks done, actually. Other stuff as well, what did we get? Oh yes, the absolute biggie from, Alan Thompson's Simulations. They have announced they're working on the Class 90 loco. You can imagine how nuts the Train Sim World Discord went when when it was announced. Because we've been asking for like a 90 or 91 for ages now, and yeah, it's finally coming to the game, and it looks awesome as well. Other stuff as well, there was an update on Frankenbahn Stuttgart Heilbronn. That we got a couple of locomotive screenshots on there. So the DBBR 140, which I have to say is looking awesome. Other stuff. Oh, and other stuff that got announced includes basically the Class 158 timetable for 5 Circle Line. Also, we finally know when that's coming. That's coming in the first third-party content patch, which should be coming soonish, hopefully. Maybe next week, maybe the week after. I suppose it will come close as soon as Birmingham Crew releases. But yeah. And I'm going to have to pull up the roadmap now just to tell you what else is in there, because obviously my brain can't remember. Oh yes, you got New York to Stamford as well. That just appeared in the roadmap. Nothing really to mention there. Apart from what's been announced. Oh, shed. Nice. So, but long story short, they basically, what was I mentioning? Oh, my brain's gone blank now. Oh, coming past hotness. Oh yes, New York Stamford. So basically, what they've announced there is that it's going to have the M8 loco, and you'll be able to depart from New York Penn and what's the other station? Grand Central as well, which is the first time Grand Central's been in Train Sim World, which is cool. Other cool stuff as well. Let me just pull up the good old road map as well. Oh yes, All Aboard Studios, who are the people behind Birmingham Crew, are also working on an Avanti Class 805. And they have said that there might be a surprise when it releases. I'm thinking it might be the 807, because the two locos are quite similar, so it's like a no-brainer not to leave, to have one in, but then to, you know, leave the other out. Any other cool stuff that's been discussed in the roadmap? Santa Fe Gamepad Pack is coming soon-ish. So a couple more screenshots from there. From High Iron, I think makes it. Yes, High Iron Simulations. The check route, they've discussed about group signals. Now, I will mention this because this is actually really interesting. So the way group signals work is that you got one signal that controls multiple pieces of multiple tracks, right? But that can lead to a disaster, because, you know, if drivers could get confused. So basically, that would then usually be followed up from a phone call from the signaller just to go, "Hi, this is for your train, you can go." So yes, and they're going to simulate that, and we also got confirmation of the safety systems being used in there as well, which is going to be LS19LVZ, which I would need to do some research on before I can tell you about them. I've also just noticed a temporary speed restriction coming up, so we'll get slowed down for that in a mo. Obviously, Tajami Line screenshots looking awesome. Obviously, I mentioned Class 90. We've got some screenshots of the Expert DBBR 145 freight loco, which honestly is looking awesome. And that will layer on to the Leipzig-Dresden route, which is one of the TSW core routes. The DBBR 420 from Trains in Germany has also had a mention. 6 different variants on that. Nice! Crew to Preston from Just Trains has been mentioned. So basically, on this roadmap, we was talking about the 2 stations, so Warrington Bank P and as well as Wigan Northwestern, which is cool. Other stuff, you got the Class 142 Pacer. This is also going to give you a new timetable for Cardiff City Network as well. And also give Riva style liveries to the 150 and the 153 as well, which is cool. And also to top it all off, bit of an update on the HST farewell pack. So basically, it was mentioning about what power cars were going to be in there. So a few different ones. You've got, you know, your classic BR blue and yellow to your intercity liveries and stuff like that. And also, a new game that's been that Dovetail announced on the 15th. What could it be? I have a feeling I might know what it is, however, I am not going to spoil it because obviously I did some digging and in case Dovetail see this, I don't want them getting a bit annoyed at me for figuring it out. But yes, we will. But yes, we are. We'll be at Newton Abbot in about 4 miles. Oh, and with the Class 171 and 377/3 pack, you'll also get an updated East Coastway timetable. Yeah, and East Coastway is definitely one of those golden oldies. One of the routes. Because, you know, most people probably have it in their collection somewhere. And yes, even though obviously the lighting on there is like 2 generations old at the moment, it just looks epic. And the timetable will bring Thameslink and Gatwick Express AI to Brighton on the East Coastway route, which is cool, and also introduce the London Victoria to Eastbourne services playable from Lewes to Eastbourne. So yeah, that is really cool. Okay, now we're definitely going downhill. So I'm just going to turn off the throttle for now, just so we can coast down. Obviously manage my speed as required. Yes, it is a bit fun to try and get a HST or a Steam logo up here, that is for sure. Considering that we are coming on a 2.4% gradient at the moment. So, yeah. So, yes. Okay. Where are we at? Yeah, so it seems like we've gone a bit foggy. Thanks, dynamic weather. Yeah. So we're going a bit more uphill. And And now we are being joined by the Paynton Riviera branch, which is cool. So basically, the two tracks on the furthest right is where the Paynton trains would come from, and we are obviously on the main line, so obviously they've joined us. So yes, right, we are now approaching Newton Abbot Station. Yeah.
We are now approaching Newton Abbot.
Cool. And there's a 150 just parked there, probably heading towards Paynton by the looks of things from the platform it's on.
This is Newton Abbot. This is a Great Western Railway service to London Paddington.
Cool. So if I pop to 8 cam, where are you off to? You're not in service.
Greet the next train to arrive at platform 2. Great Western Railway service to Exeter.
Yeah, so obviously you've got the station announcements, which is really cool. And then, so this one's off towards Exmouth. And then you've got the Paynton services on here on platform number 2. Then we're on platform 3 here at Newton Abbot. So this is typically for like your northbound mainline services. And then you've got almost like a shunting area here, so you could probably park like an 08 loco there, ready to, you know, shunt some wagons around. But yes, doesn't this look good? Give it a 2. Gotta love the horn. Don't know why I hit the pause menu there, but there you go. Right, anyways, so we will be... I'm going to close the doors now, just so then as soon as we hit 30, we're good to go. Wait for the blue light, there we go, I can see it, there we go. Right, next station stop is Exeter in, 20 minutes.
Welcome aboard this Great Western Railway service to London Paddington. We'll be calling at Exeter St David's, Tiverton Parkway, Taunton, Castle Carey, Westbury, Pewsey, Bedwin, Newbury, Reading, and London Paddington. The next station is Exeter St David's.
We we go. So we are now going to run fast to Exeter St David's. So this will probably be stuff that you saw in the last Riviera Line video. If you didn't watch that, I will link it somewhere. So obviously you can have a watch of it and see what you think. There's a Class 166. Looking sweet. Yeah. We cleared for 90 miles an hour running, which is cool. Alright, let's go. Also, another thing that was mentioned in the roadmap stream was about the train sim mode API. So there's been a few things that have already been done with it, but one of the things that Matt suggested was like a live weather system. Honestly, I would love to know how you do it. I mean, it's technically coded in Python, so I could do it. I would just need to have a look at the API documentation and just see how to, page certain stuff in order just to do it. But yeah, it would be really cool. So we've got an 80 coming up. For some reason the AWS isn't boning at me today. We've been over 78. I have to report that as a bug. But yeah, usually what I would expect to happen is that AWS Sunflower should be gone by now, considering the amount of green signals that we're passing. But yeah. It looks like there might be a bit of a bug, so I will get that reported. Just to go. The AWS is broken. I'll have to have a look at the logs and see what's happened on my end. Yeah, passing Dawlish, I think? Yeah, that's Dawlish. Is that Timoth? No, that was Timoth, not Dawlish. We're not at Dawlish yet. And we'll just run along the coast. So, fun fact about this part of the railway. So, basically, this was actually supposed to be an atmospheric railway. So, basically, Ishmael Kingdom Brunel got in contact with the people who owned the estate and was like, "Can I build a railway?" Obviously, they said yes. So obviously, it was built using a different gauge to what it is now. So when I say gauge, it's just basically things like how wide your track is, and obviously how tall your tunnels have to be, and stuff like that. Then after can't remember how many years it is, but then it got converted to standard gauge, which is what it is now. And which means that a lot of trains can run along it, which is cool. And then obviously got turned into one of those lines that can mainline run. There we go. Under the seawall. As a class 150. And here we are passing Dawlish Station, I think. Yeah, Dawlish. Oh, okay, cool. Now the fog started to clear, which is nice. Okay, now this is where I need the AWS to work, because I've just seen a yellow signal on my screen. Right, so this would tell me there's an issue with the AWS if this doesn't go off. Yeah, so I can see the yellow signal, so I'm going to start slowing. Obviously I can see the red on my track monitor. Is the AWS going to trigger? Nope. Why are you not triggering? You're on. I can see. Has that been off the entire time? Okay, ignored the fact I thought there was a bug. That was called me being a plonker and probably accidentally switching it off at some point. Just gonna see if it goes off now. Yeah, so obviously I need to slow right down because there we go, there's the AWS magnet. Are you gonna trigger now? Yep, now you're up. Okay, we found that problem. It was me being a plonker and forgetting to make sure that the AWS switch was in. So just make sure all of these are set to up if you're using safety systems. There you go. I was wondering why I was a bit quiet without the beeps and bongs in the cab, but hey, found out the problem. So yes, note to self: make sure the safety systems are turned on. Okay, we have somehow been routed via the platform side of Dawlish Warren, but we'll live. If there's something wanted to come past, maybe a faster train, but we are currently on the... Yeah, there you go, now it works. So yeah, for some reason we are currently on the slow line, but we'll live. Okay. Okay, yes. Now this is the kind of view I wanted to see. Like literally look at it just, right, look at the sun rising from literally just over there on this nice autumnal morning. Oh, I just break something. There we go. Oh, I just decided. Okay, you guys saw that too. So basically, that was called me pressing the F11 key and instead of the F12 key, and accidentally dropping it into window mode. And that DVD thing that you saw is basically just a reminder for me. Is basically my way of my thing going. Oh yeah, big. Your game capture's broken. But yes, it's all cool. Yeah, if I go to camera view 3. I want to get a screen. I want to get a screenshot. That's why I opt out. I had it right. There we go. F1, F12. There we go. And that will most likely be the fun now. But yes, there you go. So we will now continue speeding up. We're cleared for 80 miles an hour. Yeah, it looks so good. And we're probably going to be a bit late into St. David's because of that, but we'll live. It's not like we're going to have GW's going to have to pay the Labour Pay anyway, so it's all cool. There we go, so we'll just speed back up. So yes. So yes, note to self, make sure the safety systems are turned on. Because otherwise you won't get all the bings and bonds. Oh, and we're going to be cleared for 100 miles an hour running soon, which is cool. And okay, we're going to be cleared for 100 miles an hour. There we go, we're cleared now, so let's speed on up. Come on, game. There we go. Yeah, game decided to struggle for a bit there, but yeah. just go here with 100 miles an hour. Yeah, these trains are capable of going 125, however, obviously speed limit of 100, so we'll go 100. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to be a bit late into St David's, but no harm done. Another cargo train? That is another cargo train! There we go, so we'll just get slow down to 7. We'll start slowing down a bit to 75. Past Marsh Barton Station. Yeah, this is the newest station on this section of railway, opened in 2023. Okay, obviously we don't need to go below 75. Okay, we're gonna come past Exeter St Thomas Station. It's just warned me. I've just seen the warning sign about about the 45-mile-an-hour limit, and obviously got the red signal at St David's. So
We are now approaching Exeter St David's.
And here we are approaching St David's, where there happens to be a HST and a 150 there. Is that a castle set, or is that a full-length HST? Probably a castle set, knowing the timetable. Yeah. In we come into Exeter St David's. Yeah, it was the castle set. I can see the other power car, so just cool. So that is just really cool to see. Gotta love a good bit of HST action. And then there's a Class 150 in the bay platform over there. Cool. So we are now pulling into St David's. Stop doors.
St David's.
Yes, so we are going to be.
This is a Great Western Railway service to London Paddington.
Thank you, train. So here we are at St David's. So we are going to be leaving the cab now. So yeah, we got a gold medal for that one, probably because I forgot to turn on the safety systems. And yeah, so. But yes, that is another video complete. So thank you very much for joining us on this journey from Plymouth to Exeter. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. That is much appreciated. And I will catch you on the next video. So yes, let's quickly escape the cab before they quickly escape the cab. But yeah, there we go. So, thank you for joining us. Have a great one, and goodbye.